This is what it looks like when a dog has a meltdown waiting to go in the car. She's only been out here for like 60 seconds. 60 seconds and she's doing this. Scout, we're almost done. We're almost ready to go, baby. You just gotta wait. I just think it's funny to hear you out here melting down. You're so impatient.
She actually had to be removed from the RV.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna go in a minute. Now you need to wait, okay? I know you're dying to go somewhere. Chill. Chill. Chill.
Just close the door, quick.
Okay, come on.
Get out.
See, look. Come on. Go out. Out. Scout. Out. 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 Scout. Scout. Out. Out. Go.
Oh.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's been a little while. I'm out here with, come on, Scout. Me and Scout are out here. There she is. There you are. Aren't you a good girl? Yeah. So we're out here this morning early. It's Saturday morning. I think it's the 23rd or 24th of June. It got down to 31 degrees this morning. Amazing. The climate we have here is so extreme sometimes. So I'm going to give you all an update, and I went ahead and this time I brought a list real quick so I could make sure I get all the points off before my camera decides to turn off on me again. So first thing, I would like to thank everybody. We have reached a fantastic milestone, 1 million views on our channel. I would like to thank each and every person for taking the time to watch our videos. We could definitely have not done it without you. 1 million views, that's 1 million times that somebody clicked a registerable view on YouTube for us. So thank you very much. I hope we're on our way to 5 million views. Okay, so let me turn the other way here. I'm gonna show you all. First thing I finished, I'm not gonna show it to you from the front side because that's where my address and all my signs are, but here, I'll show you. Put in a gate. And I'm not going to do an electric gate. I don't mind getting out and opening it myself. So anyway, got a real nice gate. Got some 6-inch round posts that I got from Tractor Supply. The one that the gate hangs on is concreted with 2 bags of concrete in there, so, and it's going in a little bit more than 24 inches, so it's not going to go anywhere. I don't think it's ever going to sag or anything. The drainage ditch comes so close to the side of it on both sides. It's a little tricky to walk around. It's a little tricky for bikes and things like that. So, I don't want it to be tricky for my friends when they come to visit, and even for me and Scout when we're out taking walks. I mean, I walk my dog every single day, multiple times. And so I decided to build a footbridge. Now, the day I built this, it was super, super windy. I tried to record a little bit of it and the camera turned off on me. I got to be honest, since we bought this GoPro 11, I've had lots of problems with it, and I've seen that, on the internet, that a lot of other people have problems with it. It basically, it overheats, it turns itself off, it stops recording, and honestly, all the GoPros overheat. I've never seen one, go all the way through a battery until it's dead without overheating or having some kind of problem. The batteries swell up. There's just all kinds of problems, and it makes it really difficult sometimes to record videos, especially if it's a project or something. Without a cameraman or somebody to tell you that it's stopped recording them. So right there, right as I'm trying to explain how it turns itself off, it literally turns itself off. That was awesome. I barely made it through about, I think 3 minutes of total recording, and it turned itself off the first time. So I'm going to look into, contact GoPro and see if, there's anything they can do about this, but I don't think so. I mean, honestly, my friends that had GoPro 1s and 2s back in, I think it was around 2008, 2009, they had problems with them overheating and turning off then, and it's, this many years later and the same thing. It's frustrating. I have almost $1,000 into this GoPro 11 and the audio stuff I got with it, and it's honestly been a hindrance to making videos. So anyway, I'll show you here. Got the trench totally done, and I'm gonna wait until it starts to rain. I know how this road floods, but since we graded the road down ourselves and did a lot of improving, I'm gonna see what the flooding does before I start digging drainage diversions. So we did some work to the track, and not a whole lot, just a few subtle improvements, but I haven't quite finalized them yet. I need to get out there and do a little bit of work with the shovel, and then I need to spray it down with some water so that it's ready to be ridden on, but I'll show you some of the stuff I did. Okay, so right here I'll show you, right in front of where this corner met the spot where we dug the trench. We went ahead and put down this berm of soft clay. We used the big tractor and put down a whole bunch of scoops along here. And I've already packed this down, and it's already been, I've already packed it down and it's already been ridden on. But that just kind of helps to keep people from going into the ditch. I mean, honestly, when you come through this corner, you're really not getting, you can see the tire tracks, you're not going out that far anyway. But I went ahead just in case. Made it something fun too. You can ride that angle with the little quad. So I've shown a little bit about the pond, but we actually have two ponds. I'll show you. Come on, Scout. For those of you who don't know, my racetrack is 1/3 of a mile in length and has 18 turns, and it's a blast. It's an absolute blast. And if I was to suddenly become a millionaire, I would pave this track and get a fleet of go-karts for me and my friends to ride on it. Paved, it would be maintenance free. It'd be pretty awesome. Okay, so this is my primary pond. This is the one that's going to get a pond liner. And what we did, as you can see, I've dumped some piles of dirt around. That's clay. So I'm going to line this with clay because of these sharp shale rocks and stuff. I'm going to line this with clay and then put the liner in it. And had a lot of things going on, a lot of projects, a lot of different things that I've spent money on. So right now I'm going to have to wait a little bit until I get the funds for the pond liner. So, if somebody out there wants to donate me a 20 by 25 pond liner, I'd be all about it. I would take it. And that's the sooner you'll see this pond full of water and all of us sitting around with a cocktail enjoying the fish I put in it. And I'm going to keep it full. Okay, so let's walk over here and I'll show you the next improvement we did on the track. So this corner right here, and I had Scott add to this berm. I need to come out here and fix it and finish it with the shovel. But this is the stuff we laid down with the big tractor, and then Scotty laid all this down for me, and I need to come and shape it a little bit with the shovel. And then over here, this is where we did the most work. So just past the little start finish gate right here, it's That's what that is. That's what those two posts are. We come up to the S-turns. In the middle of these S-turns, we had originally added 6 scoops of the clay. And so I had made it way too steep and way too big of a, way too steep of a jump. So I had Scott come with his tractor and bring a bunch more scoops and put them down here, really smooth this out and make it a much longer jump. And now it's a lot of fun to go over this, because if you come through here with some speed, it goes up and over that as you're turning and makes the back end get just a little bit light, and it's a lot of fun. And if you went straight and just absolutely jumped it, you could, go off into the clearing there. Yeah, and then look how tall the grass is. I'll stand next to it, so you can see that it comes up. You can see that the grass comes up above my waist. Yeah, it is ridiculously tall everywhere. Isn't it, Scout? Yeah, look at Scout. So Scout is doing fantastic. She is not quite 2.5 yet. And she is just super intelligent and just really knows this entire property and all of everything going on here. She knows it really well. Come on, let's go. Come on, Scout. Come on. Good girl. Tell me all what you think. Do you want me to make some more videos, just about Scout? I mean, I could do that every once in a while. I could make some videos that are just only about Scout. I spend a ton of time with this dog. So here's our second pond. We dug this for 2 reasons. One, I needed more material, and I knew we had this clay. So look at the size of this. This is not going to get a liner. And when the monsoons pick up, this will fill up. And we already took all the material we piled up around the sides, has been used. We created this secondary giant pile right here. And we're going to use that pile to fix our roads for the next, who knows how many years. And we can always dig more out of this thing. But anyway, I'll show you guys. So this is my gun range, and this is all I'm going to show you right now, because I'm going to make an entire video just about my gun range. But this is it. I got it finished. This is roughly from the 25-yard line. Wow. So yeah, Scout is just, at times she just gets really rambunctious, and like right now she's kind of not listening. She's kind of being bratty, and she does this thing where she just runs around all crazy. It's because I just scolded her. She wouldn't come to me when my neighbor was walking by with his dog. Yeah, and now you're all in a mood, aren't you? Let's go. Come on. Hey, quit trying to tear everything up. When she gets frustrated, she's got to grab something to chew on. Her favorite thing are these salt bushes. She will just grab a big chunk of it and run away. Okay. All right, back to reality. Okay, so that's basically all I'm going to show you about the gun range right now. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it, because like I said, I'm going to make an entirely separate video about it. So I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Update on the solar. Man, it's nice. I still only have 3 of the new panels hooked up, 750 watts. So we're running 1,390 watts right now. Man, it's nice. I mean, stuff's charged up in no time. The battery bank we have, 500 amp hours of lithium, can just run whatever, whenever, and just not even really think about it. And honestly, hardly run the generator at all now, but it's still nice to have it as a backup. Little homie is doing pretty good. He's getting old, at 11 years old. I mean, like a lot of pugs, his age starts to show really quickly, and he's turning into an old man fast. he's, starting to lose his mobility, but it doesn't stop him from trying. I mean, you bring some food out and like magic, he can run and jump and do all kinds of stuff, but then the rest of the time he can barely walk. So we have some other cool things going on right now this season that are different than other years. Because we had so much moisture over the winter, the pinyon pine trees have put off these things right here that let off pollen, and the pollen's already gone. It's already come off. But these things have never come out before, not since we've been here. And what it's going to result in is this right here. Look at all of these pine cones that we're going to have. These are all going to have pinyon pine nuts on them. And this is what's rare. I think that it only happens every, 6 years or something, or 7 years, that the pinyon trees will do this. It doesn't happen all the time, but this is going to be a year that we have a huge pinyon pine nut harvest. And I think it's really awesome. Honestly, I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to be harvesting a lot of pinyon pine nuts. And I'll let you know more about it, but there will be an opportunity for you to buy some from me and have me ship them to you. So, and we're talking, organic, fresh pinyon pine nuts, or from the South Rim Plateau of the Grand Canyon. You can't get better than that. But if you look here, this is just one tree on my property. It's just, there are clusters of, there's going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of pine cones on this tree. It's just one tree. I have many more trees just on my property. Plus, go right out into the National Forest and pick too, which I plan on doing. So yeah, I'm really excited. This is a rare opportunity. Okay, and one last thing I'll show you is I decided to put the cover back on the 2 greenhouses, that cheap Chinese greenhouses I bought last year that I decided not to use because I just didn't have all the resources to make it work. But anyway, because it takes a lot to keep these things from blowing away and from being damaged and so on. But anyway, I took the compost that I made this season and I mixed it with some used potting soil that I had tried to grow potatoes in last year. That's where you can see the perlite that's mixed into this. And then I went ahead and bought an additional bag of perlite because it's going to mix in with the soil here that's clay, and it really tends to get really hard on the roots. And I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm hoping that keeps it broken up a little bit. But I planted a bunch of vegetables in here. This thing is 25 feet long and 10 feet wide. Actually, it's more like 12 feet wide on the floor. So it's quite a bit of floor space. But anyway, some stuff's already starting to come up. So in this whole square, I planted kale and chard. And over here is cabbage. Will be cabbage and lettuce. Over here, I planted a whole ton of peppers. And then over here, I planted a bunch of tomatoes that I'm going to do indoor. And then over here, I did peas and tomatoes, and I'm going to build like some, make some trellises or something for them. Over here are a bunch of cucumber, and I need to come through and start thinning out because I planted 2 seeds everywhere, and I can see a lot of 2s already coming up. So I need to go through and start snipping those down. I'm just keeping the greenhouse sealed up completely. It's basically keeping the humidity in here during the day at close to 100%, and it probably is getting up to around 120 degrees. But at the soil level, that's helping, rapid germination. So it's been, I think, just over a week since I did this, since I got this started. But anyway, and then over here, I planted a whole bunch of celery and broccoli and some other stuff. And then over here, I've got beets and turnips and radishes and more lettuce. And then in between all these steps is where I planted all the herbs and cilantro going all the way down. So we'll see how it works. You know, I didn't have a lot of confidence in these greenhouses last year. I mean, they're not like super strong. And we get some really gnarly wind gusts out here. We're talking 80 miles an hour, sometimes higher. So, but I'll show you that I got bricks and I tied ropes around them too, and bricks, and here on the ends I'm using sandbags filled with dirt to hold them down, and that I'm hoping keeps critters from crawling under it. And I put the other cover on and it tore. So would I recommend buying these things? No, I would say you're probably better off to just build a real greenhouse, which is what I'm going to eventually do. So, but I think it's going to work out for this season. I'm going to try to make it work at least. Okay, so there's the update. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We really appreciate each and every person that takes the time to watch our videos, and 1 million views. That is such an accomplishment. Thank you so much.
So this is a suggestion for anybody who is driving to the Grand Canyon through northern Arizona on Highway 180 or Highway 64. If you drive twice as fast and you cut off 3 people, you'll get there much faster and you'll have a much better vacation. The Grand Canyon experience can only be truly experienced properly if you drive 25 miles an hour over the speed limit and you cut off at least 3 people unsafely.
And you nearly kill your entire family.
And you nearly kill your entire family while on one of the best vacations of your life.
The Grand Canyon's not going anywhere, guys. Yep. It's there. Trust me.
Trust me. If you don't hurry there, you'll still get there. It'll still be there. It hasn't gone anywhere in a long time, and it's not going anywhere in the near future. But remember, if you want to have a really good time at the Grand Canyon, you got to drive twice as fast on the roads, and you got to cut people off unsafely. You got to pass in the no passing zones.
You got to pull out.
Yep, you got to pull.
Make sure you pull out in front of somebody.
Make sure you pull out in front of somebody. Make sure that you're passing in a no passing zone. Make sure that you challenge the oncoming cars so that they feel like they need to go off the road. That is the way to guarantee yourself a good Grand Canyon experience.
Tip of the day.
Hey, that's the tip of the day right there. That one's free.
Come here. Isn't in there, Scout? Yep. Scout, say goodbye. Say goodbye. Tell everybody goodbye. Tell everybody goodbye. You say goodbye.